friends. Welcome to episode 6 of Kpop Weekly Podcast with Emily Mallon. I'm your host, and I'm so happy you joined me for yet another week of Kpop reviews and Kpop news. This week is big. It is finally here, our first ever Fandom Face-Off between T by T and Stray Kids. I have amazing representatives from Stay and MOA waiting in the wings right now. We're ready to record the segment, plus a super special guest judge that I'm really excited for you to all get to know. This is going to be fun. I've been looking forward to this. If you don't know what Fandom Face-Off is, it's a way for us to talk about our faves music without tearing anyone else down. There's a special guest judge who isn't familiar with K-pop, who's never heard of either of these groups. They're going to listen to one song that the representative gives them, one music video, and decide which one they vibe with. So it's kind of just based on the music and then also based on the fandom's reason why they love the music. It's going to be very specific to the judge's taste. There's no right or wrong answer, but I just wanted to give people a chance to come on the show and talk about their faves, to spread positivity and love for why your faves are your favorite group. I want to say in advance, please no shade or no hate to anyone who was brave enough to come on camera and participate. These people are amazing, and I'm so grateful to have them on my show. That's going to get started here in a few minutes. Then I've got a full review of Taemin's new release. Taemin gave us 6 new songs. It's the first time in over 2 years. Since Taemin enlisted, we haven't had new music. Whew. You know I have thoughts on Guilty. Whew. Yes. Yes. Lots of thoughts coming up on that one. And then I have a review of the new song from my babies, my boys, RIIZE. I'm really into this 5th gen boy group. They released a new song called Talk Saxy. I can't wait to talk about that. Before we officially get into the show, I have set up a Discord. If you're into Discord servers, if you want to get to know other fans, check the link tree, check all of the bio stuff. Whether you're watching this, whether you're listening, it should be there. And go ahead and join the server. It's a great way to get to know other people, talk about the episode, talk to other stays. I also would really love it, just selfishly, for your input. What are you into? What do you want to see more of? I know there's listeners from my last podcast that might be missing some of the stuff I used to do on that show. This is a great way for you to let me know what you're into, what you want to see more of. So please, if you're so inclined, join the Discord server. Also, best way to support me, subscribe, follow, all of that stuff. Leave reviews, leave ratings. I hate that those metrics matter because my goal is putting out a good show every week and putting out quality content. But that's the stuff that people look at, and that's the stuff that eventually kind of means something if I can make a living doing this or not. So I really appreciate your support. And if you go ahead and give those like and follow and subscribe buttons, share the show with your friends. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for being here. I love talking about K-pop. I love doing these reviews. It's my favorite thing. And I'm so grateful and honored that so many of you tune in every week and are invested in what I have to say. I feel like we're building a special community and a special friendship. I love all the friends that I've been able to make doing this. Most importantly, I love it when you tell me you like a new group because of my review, that I've turned you on to this person and now you're obsessed. In the short time I've been doing my new show, I've heard that about Dawn, about DPR Ian, last week 17. I love turning people on to new music because music for me is the most important thing in my life. It's the universal language. It's the connector. And I'm so grateful to be here and hopefully keep doing that for all of you. Without further ado, let's get to it. It's time for Fandom Face-Off. I've built this up enough. First one ever. So hopefully this goes well. I'm going to continue to do it as long as people are interested. Slide into the DMs. Go on Discord, however you email me, however you want to contact me. Let me know who you think the next Fandom Face-Off should be. And better yet, if you want to be involved, if you want to be a representative for your favorite group, let me know. I'm ideally trying to do one of these every month to 2 months, depending on new release schedules. So it'd be great if we could get one in December. Slide into the DMs. You want to be a part of Fandom Face-Off? You want to see these fandoms? go at it in a healthy, loving, positive debate, let me know. It's finally here, friends. It's time for the first ever Fandom Face-Off. You've heard me talk about it the past 5 weeks. We've been casting. I have two amazing fan representatives for Stray Kids and for T by T, plus a special guest judge I'm about to introduce you to. So, MOA versus Stay, we're here. I want to introduce first the Stay representative. Kyoko from Germany is here. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
For MOA, we have Alyssa based here in LA. Hi, Alyssa.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you both for being here. And now I want to introduce our special guest judge. Like I said to all of you, it's important for me to bring on someone who's maybe not familiar with K-pop, who isn't part of this world. It's why I'm not judging Fandom Face-Off, because of course I'd be partial. I'm the biggest fan. So our special guest judge tonight is a man named Lamar Woods. Lamar is one of my close friends. But on top of that, he's a super talented comedian, actor, writer. He's written for a lot of sitcoms you probably watched. He's also a podcaster. So he's in this world with me. And his podcast is called XOXO Gossip Kings, right, Lamar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. If you guys watch Gossip Girl, you have to watch his podcast. Lamar and Carl Tart recap an episode a week. They're watching it for the first time from the first episode through all the seasons. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's so, so good. Besides that, Lamar is also a musical artist. He's a super, super talented rapper, and he's really open minded when it comes to music. So he's one of my friends that when I said I love K-pop, didn't like roll his eyes at me and actually wanted to have a conversation about it. Every time we see each other, we vibe on music, we talk about music. So when I was thinking about who am I bringing on for this first one, this is an important one in the world of K-pop, Stays versus MOA. Lamar is who I wanted on the show to be the first special guest judge. So thank you so much for rolling with me and saying yes, even though you had no clue what I was talking about. Welcome to the show, Lamar.
Hey, what up? What up, Emily? How you doing? I feel so honored. What an intro! What an intro! So much pressure. I feel no. But no, I am so happy to be here. I'm happy to hear everyone's points of view, and and whatever you need me to do, I'm down for it. It was great.
Well, I was explaining to Lamar, because he's not part of the K-pop fandom, how fans get really intense and really ugly. There's a lot of fan wars happening. And fourth generation Kings between a few groups has been really intense. T by T just had a release. Stray Kids have a new album coming out in a couple weeks. The fans go at each other the most brutal way. And for some of us, like me, I'm a multi. I like both groups. I like a lot of groups. And I hate seeing that, because even though I might lean one way, I still love the other group's music. I still like them. I'm not rooting against them. So we're trying to build a segment where we could talk about our favorites without tearing the other people down. Quickly, we're going to go over the rules. No negative comments about the other fan. No negative comments about members on the other side. There's no tearing somebody down. There's no bringing up previous things. Let's keep it positive. Talk about why you love the group, what they mean to you. Okay. Before we get into this, Lamar, you watched two music videos and you listened
Yeah.
to two songs. I asked each person to provide me with one music video and one song that they felt kind of best represents their favorite group. So
Right.
for Stray Kids, the picks were God's Menu as the music video and Third Eye for the song. For T by
Yeah.
T, the music video was 0x1 equals love song, I Know I Love You. It's such a mouthful. And your song was Ghosting. I'm going to turn it over to Alyssa and Kyoko and talk about why you picked this, everything. But first, before you kind of get into your segments, I'm going to have Kyoko go first for Stray Kids. When did you become a stan, and who is your bias and your bias wrecker?
Okay. So for me, I am actually a debut stay. I have been with Stray Kids since the beginning. Yes, and yeah, they snatched me, I gotta say.
Wow.
My bias is actually which is my K-pop alt. It's Hanji song. And actually, I have a whole list of biases in Stray Kids,
So do I.
as you'd expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Han, and then my list of biases is Chan, Lino, and Seungmin. And my bias records are the rest of the group, essentially.
I'm the same way with Stray Kids. You guys watch the podcast and listen to me. You know Hyunjin is my alt, but my bias record goes everywhere. It's too hard. Oh, and for Lamar, just to let you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I got questions. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. No, but what's day? But you said does that mean you're like a fan since day one? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Or is that what that
debut.
means? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Cool.
the group's debut, it's a big deal when groups debut. That's the goal because you're a trainee for a number of years. Your goal is to get put into group and debut. So yeah, like
Oh,
to be a
nice.
fan from debut is huge. I got into Stray Kids in 2020 when I reviewed God's Menu.
Yeah.
So like debut fan, that's a day one. That's a huge honor in K-pop fandom.
Oh, hell
Bias
yeah.
and bias record, that's your favorite. So that's like specific K-pop language. When I meet a fan, I go to these concerts by myself all the time. The first thing I do is turn and say, "Who's your bias?" And you bond talking about that. So that just means your favorite, and then wrecker is who wrecks you, like your second favorite.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Yeah. Yeah. I have that same relationship with Outkast, so I think I get it.
Exactly. You totally get it. Okay,
Okay.
Alyssa, when did you get into T by T? Who's your bias and wrecker?
I got into TXT, I want to say like about 2 years ago. It was at the end of my sophomore year in high school, and I remember my seat partners in bio were like really into K-pop, and I was like, okay, maybe I should start to get to know it. And I saw Good Boy Gone Bad on the trending videos on YouTube. I was like, I'll just watch it. Why not? And then I did, and I really, really liked it. And then my bias would it changes a lot in TXT, honestly. Between the three oldest members, I'm like switching back and forth. So I have to say right now it is Yeonjun, and then Subin would probably be my wrecker.
I live for Subin. I live for him. And I've actually been a debut T by T fan because I was Army. I was into BTS. When T by T came out, I was like cheering kind of for their little brothers. But I'm Subin day one. Oh, yeah. So Lamar, T by T, they're on the same label as BTS. So, like,
Okay.
for all the BTS fans, when T by T came out, I think a lot of Army kind of, migrated that way and they cheer for T by T. There's all this label politics as well. It really is like political parties.
Okay.
It's funny that you reference that. I'm like, this is all making sense.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'd be like you. I'm like I'm a moderate. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm
like,
a multi.
I'm like a Van Jones of K-pop. I don't know what opinion to have about anything. I like everybody.
No, that's perfect. We need that. We need the neutrals. So before we kind of break down, I'm obviously dying to hear Lamar's thoughts on the songs, the music videos, but it's time for you to talk about why you love this group. And the parameters are really wide. Whatever you both want to talk about, maximum 2 minutes each. But if you don't go 2 minutes, no pressure. 2 minutes is actually long once you start doing these monologues. But 2 minutes maximum. And I'm going to go I'm switching up the order. Alyssa, tell us why TXT T by T is your fave and they deserve to be loved.
Yeah. So for me it really just comes down to the music. Like their lyrics, just the sound of their music is most similar to what I listen to outside of K-pop. Like I was always a very pop bubblegummy type girl, and I really love like happy EDM. I don't know how else to say it, but I really just love their sound, and also like their lyrics found me at a time when I wasn't like super happy, and so I had a lot of friend problems. And TXT, like especially their lyrics, really delve into like friendship and those relationships with like other people specifically. And so I remember Can't You See Me, like that one hit like a gut punch. Like, oh my god, like I just remember listening to that song and like, wow. And Ghosting, the song that I had Lamar listen to, I don't know if that should be revealed. Oh wait, it was. Like that song is just like beautiful. Like it's just so like every time I listen to their music, I feel like I'm in like a teen movie. I'm like driving. I can't drive, but I'm riding in a car and like windows like going by. It just
No, yeah, it was.
like
Yeah.
that song is just like beautiful. Like it's just so like every time I listen to their music, I feel like I'm in like a teen movie. I'm like driving. I can't drive, but I'm riding in a car and like the windows like going by. It's that feeling, of just being young, and I don't know how else to describe it. It does feel like youth. I know I'm not that old, but still, yeah.
It's a great description. Yeah, no, that all rings true to me. Thank you. Okay, Kyoko, your turn. Tell us about Stray Kids. Why are they the best?
Okay, so for me, Stray Kids, it's also because of their music. I mean, they're artists, they're musicians, and I especially actually love the fact that they're self-produced because that shocked me at first. I was like, okay, they actually, because they write, they've written like 100% of their discography. I found that really impressive, and they produced like 95 of it. And something about that feels so genuine and honest and vulnerable that
Mm.
I was like, yeah, this is the group. And as it like at first, I was like, okay, they're still starting, they're still rookies. But then as it went on, they kept proving what I had in mind about the group even more and more as the years went by. And their music is just so empowering overall. Like I just feel so energetic listening to them. And I love their lyrics. If they want to go deep, they go there. If they want to make a song just for fun, they also can do that. They have a whole range of, like music genres that they juggle and like play around with. And I find that just so fascinating and something that I've never seen in K-pop myself. Yeah, as someone who has been in K-pop and a K-pop stan for 10 years now, yeah, I find them still till this day really amazing. So
Awesome. Awesome. Can I ask both of you, have you had the chance to see them live? Have you gone to the concert? What was
Yes.
that experience like? Alyssa, what's a T by T concert like?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. So I saw them in May at the Bank of California Stadium, and that was like an amazing show. Like I can't even describe. Like they're just really really great performers. Like I wouldn't say that they're super interactive with the crowd, but
Mm.
they're on stage to do one job. They're there to perform, and they do that to like the max. Like I'm not even like playing. Like they are so professional, and just everything was just so well produced, and it was so much fun being with like other MOAs, and yeah, they were just amazing.
How about Stray Kids? What are they like live?
okay, so when I last saw them, it was at Music Bank in Paris last April. And even though I was from far away, because like for some reason the VIP seats were like far way in the back, I actually enjoyed every bit of it. Not only the entire show, but specifically the Stray Kids part when they went on stage, and it was phenomenal, to be honest. Like I already knew they had such a great stage presence to them,
Yeah.
but it got confirmed, and they actually were hyping up the crowd the most out of all of the groups that were there that night. Yeah, it was crazy.
How many times have you seen them? Have you guys seen them multiple times or just once? Okay.
Uh, 3 times for me. I Yeah, I saw them when they came to Germany back in 2019 when they had their concert, and also for Music Bank Germany back in the day. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you fans of other groups? Are you multis or is this it? Is it only Stray Kids? Is it only T by T?
I
Whoever wants
do.
to go first. Go ahead, Alyssa. Yeah.
So,
Uh, um, I am a multi fan. I like a lot of groups. I also like Stray Kids. I like IVE. I like
Mm.
I really like Kepler too. So
Yeah.
those groups are all up there.
Okay. What about you?
I am actually I stand two groups now,
Okay.
Stray Kids and P1 Harmony. I love P1 Harmony so
I
much.
love
I've been
them.
standing them for like a month now or so. I'm really a baby piece, but
Yeah.
uh I but I was an ARMY, like back in the day, they got me into K-pop, and I was a diehard ARMY for the longest time. And then, yeah, I switched to being a stay.
It's the progression. Army is
Yeah,
like Lamar. Army being an Army, being a BTS fan is the gateway drug for a lot of K-pop fans. We
Right.
all got
Okay.
into it
totally.
because of BTS, and then you start listening to other groups because within K-pop there are a lot of different sounds. Even with these two groups, you probably recognize they're not like it's not the same sound or the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
once you like get introduced to the genre, then you start picking groups kind of based on what you vibe with.
Right.
Um,
Right.
let's talk about your opinions. Let's talk about your thoughts. I want to talk about the music videos first. You have God's Menu from Stray Kids, and then you have Love Song I Know I Love You, 0x1 equals Love Song I Know I Love You from T by T. What are your thoughts? Let us know.
Well, it was a late Sunday night. I had, I was alone. So I think the mood I was in affected how I, heard these musics. But
Okay.
I will say, I would enjoyed, and obviously I'm a multi, probably I think, but I mean, I literally enjoyed both like pretty equally. But I will say, they're very different. That was my first reaction because I was like, oh, like just like what you just said, like it reminded me of when I first got into jazz. I was like, oh, jazz it has a sound, but once I got my gateway into it, I was able to sort of decipher like what I liked about it, and then seeing that was like, oh wait, K-pop is a sort of a broader brand for like a lot of different sounds within it. So that was cool. And then the Stray Kids was just, I was probably excited about that initially because it felt like they were rapping in it, and I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
like they have like a hip hop influence going on here. And then on TXT, what does that stand for? By the way, I was curious.
Tomorrow
TXT.
by Together.
Okay. That one I was like really impressed with the songwriting, and definitely felt the music a little more. Like I felt a more an
Mm.
emotional connection to it. But yeah, I was enjoying both. I listened again to the songs this morning, and yeah, I have more to say, but I don't want to take up all the time. I'll let y'all talk too. But
Oh, we need to get your opinion on all this stuff
okay,
because those
um,
music videos are both like the T by T music video is very cinematic, and
yeah,
I think it captures what Alyssa was talking about, like the youth and this feeling that's hard to describe,
hmm
but they kind of put it into the music and into that music video very well. And then
yeah,
God's Menu, that was my introduction to Stray Kids. And I was like,
hmm
what the hell is this? These guys are popping off. This is crazy. But like
yeah.
there's so much going on. And then you have some choreography that's a little bit interesting. What did you think? I'm not sure if this stood out to you or not, but there's somebody in Stray Kids that has a very low voice. Did you notice that when he came in the God's Menu music
Uh,
video?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I was like, "What's good? What's up?" I was like, What's up, man?" I was like, "What's happening with you?" I see you. Yeah, I think I will say, one of the videos had a moment where it did a break. It like broke out into like a scene. I thought that was really dope. Was that TXT? I think maybe that was a TXT
Yeah,
video.
it's T by
But
T.
I will say just like style wise and swag wise, I was like all about Stray Kids. I was just like, yo, they just to me had the swag, and a lot of
Yeah.
what Kyoko was saying made sense to me because she was, it was saying how like they write their own stuff. It seemed like it felt more original, or it felt like more like
Mm,
they were like they have a lot of say in what they're doing. Where which is ironic because TXT I probably liked more musically,
yeah.
Mm.
but
Yeah.
I think that's because I'm not familiar with the genre, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds like exactly what Alyssa said. It sounds like music that I've heard before." So I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
this is my type of shit." I was already vibing on it. So I'm literally complimenting both, but like on one hand, I was like, "Oh, this is dope," but the song wise, I was kind of like, "Yeah, I could do without." But the other one,
Yeah.
TXT, I was like more like I wasn't as interested in what they were doing necessarily as more just like musically. I was like, oh, I like the way this makes me feel, emotionally. And
No,
I'm a
no.
sucker for like love songs and shit like that. So
That makes total sense. That makes total sense. What about the songs? You have Third Eye from Stray Kids, and then you have
Mhm.
Ghosting from T by T. And those are both completely different too. I think those
Yeah.
ladies, those were great choices. What were your thoughts coming out of the songs?
I think like Third Eye was I don't know. Something about Third Eye wasn't. Oh, it was. I wasn't as feeling as much, but I hope I don't want nobody to get mad at me. I like what talk. They like what the fuck, It's like oh, they're like you don't know
Really?
what the fuck you talking about.
Hmm.
But I
Interesting.
uh I liked I like ghosting. I thought that was a really great song. I thought like it was just I don't know. I'm into the lyrics like this the songwriting was just where my head was at. But
Okay.
so that that's off like a couple of listens though. Like I probably have to listen again and like really
But that's
figure
what
it out.
this is for. It's first impressions. Because for
Okay.
all of us, like, there's hundreds of music videos and songs and performances and reality shows and things that we've all watched and listened to. So we're so ingrained in it that
Hmm.
we have really strong opinions. This is to get a
Yeah.
stranger's perspective. Which of these do you personally vibe with? Because it's based on the music you like and what you're into, not
Yeah.
like all this other fandom stuff. It's just what you're into because there's no right or wrong answer. No one's gonna get mad, I promise.
Man, if you have
This,
people coming after me, no,
well,
but
I mean,
yeah, I liked everything. But I just my honest assessment was like off top. TXT was just jamming for me. Like
okay,
musically, but also just like as a band, I was just more impressed with Stray Kids. Just more like
okay,
from like as a whole. That's where I land right there. But also their arguments were great. I feel like both fans had really good points, but it kind of both of what they were saying kind of made sense to me based on what I had just heard, what I had listened to yesterday. So it kind of
oh,
like like
good,
even if you didn't tell me which one they were fans of, and I kind of don't even remember, but just like off of the way they described it, I know which fan is which just off how they describe the way they listen to it. But
yeah. You
yeah,
get like you get why they love the music, and it makes sense to
yeah,
you. Yeah,
hmm
that's you guys did such a good job. Our fan reps did such a good job communicating this. So if you have to choose a winner. They both vibe with you, and there is no right or
hmm
wrong. Obviously, everyone watching, you all know I love both of these groups. I ride hard, really hard for one, but I love them both. Um, it's time to pick a winner from the first ever Fandom Face-Off. Stays versus MOA, Stray Kids versus T by T. You are the judge, Lamar. Who is the winner of this Fandom
okay.
Face-Off?
I'm gonna base my answer not on like my experience with the music, just purely off of what the two fans just told me.
Okay.
And I thought you guys did a great job. You guys are amazing fans. I wish you guys check out my music so and become fans of me. So that we
Yes.
and tell people about it. But I have to go with Alyssa. I just think the way she described it is sort of the way I listen to music. Like she set a scene when the way like like just the way she made her the music made her feel and like put her in like a car driving that feeling. And
Okay.
I felt exactly that way when I was listening to it. And I think that I think music that puts you in a place and in a moment is like the most amazing thing in the world to me, even if you don't even know what they're saying or the lyrics. And it's like the fact that I could connect with that on that. That being said, Kyoko did a great job.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like you know your shit. You know what I mean? And like I
She
feel like
does.
which makes me think, if I come back in a month, I probably will understand why why Straight Kids is the shit and like why they're probably like the best band ever. So but that's just off the top, you know. I
Okay.
feel bad. I
Okay.
feel bad. I can't do this. I can't do this. I got to get out of
No. First of all, thank you so much. Honestly, yeah. And
here.
congratulations, Alyssa. Congratulations, Moa and T by T. You both gave great arguments. And this is like, there's no right or wrong. It's, we all vibe to different stuff differently. But Lamar, yeah, you're going to have to come to a Stray Kids concert with me. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. He's gonna be a stay by the end of all of this. You're already a
Hey,
MOA.
which one is yours? Which one is your band, Emily? Are you allowed to
The,
say? Or
the,
the
the
one you
one I
like?
ride hard for, yeah. I mean, they know because they've listened to me and watched me. Stray Kids are
Mhm.
my like all to vaults.
Okay.
So when I reviewed them in 2020, I reviewed God's Menu, and I was like, this is exciting. And in the world of K-pop, I think what they do is a little bit different, and I think they're interesting. To me, they're the most interesting group because
Yeah.
they're doing it themselves and they bring a really different perspective. Their live performance, they interact with the crowd a lot. like Stray Kids are friends and they goof around on stage and they vibe with the audience. There was a natural thing to them when I saw them live. I was impressed by, and they're young in the game. They haven't been doing this for that long. So that's exciting too. We should bring that up. I apologize. I forgot to say that when we started, guys. But for people that don't know, and now we can tell Lamar. I didn't want to like talk about it too much, you know. Stray Kids, 8-member boy group. They debuted on JYP in 2018. They were originally 9 members. They lost a member. And then T by T is a 5-member boy group that debuted on Big Hit in, what was that, 2019? Yes, 2019. So these are younger groups in kind of the whole thing, and they've just both been killing it. I have to ask you from a Western perspective, do you think there's a difference between bigger groups and smaller groups? Because some of these groups, like 17, they have 13 people. There's groups that are huge. And I've heard from outside K-pop fans that it's hard for them to get into a group with so many members. Does that factor in with you, Lamar?
Oh, not at all. Like, I mean, my favorite group is Wu-Tang Clan. So,
Yeah.
I don't care how many members are. If I'm into it, I'll figure it out. You know.
Yeah, you have a favorite member. Who's your
Yeah.
bias in Wu-Tang? Who's your bias in
Oh,
Wu-Tang?
my bias. Oh, Ghostface Killer for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
my bias is Ghostface Killer. What's the other thing? And I'm a debut. I've been a
Wrecker.
fan.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, your debut fan. And then who's your wrecker, your second favorite?
my rucker is probably Jizza. Yeah, Jizza the
Okay.
Genius. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do my own podcast with Wu-Tang.
No, but it's the same thing. And it's wonderful to have you out here kind of listening to this, because I think a lot of times we get unfairly judged as like fangirls and, you know, like teeny boppers, but there's a lot of substance to the music and there's a lot of substance to all of this. And
Yeah.
the community around it and everything, it's just like everything else. It's just like other genres. It's just like other things that people are passionate about, like sports. You cheer for a team. We cheer
Yeah.
for our favorites. We ride hard for Stray Kids and for T by T. It's so similar. And I love having these conversations and opening the conversations to people that maybe aren't into K-pop, just to kind of show everyone, you know, we can all vibe with something. It doesn't have to be your genre. And I really appreciate you coming on, Lamar, and being so respectful and open-minded to this. Cause like,
Oh,
you know,
thanks for having me. I feel honored to be a part
yeah,
of this. Yeah. No, I
first
really was into
ever.
it. It was not hard work at all. I was like, this is great. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yeah.
But now, like, you know, personally, you're screwed because I'm going to bother you about this stuff now all the time, make you go to concerts with me. Like,
I don't know.
you're going to be in
Yeah.
these gangs now. You're staying a MOA moving forward.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Before we leave, I have to say a massive thank you to both of you, Alyssa, Kyoko. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for being amazing representatives for your fandoms. Like that, I was so worried when I came up with this idea that we couldn't kind of keep it above the line and be positive and friendly and civil. And this has just been a great conversation. Is there any kind of like closing argument or anything you want to say about your group or just about the experience before we leave?
It's like really fun. Like I always love talking about K-pop, like any chance I can get, and it was just really great to have like a super civil conversation, and it was nice. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Emily. I hope, I mean, I will watch when you get other fandoms on the show for other face-off. That would be interesting. But yeah, thank you so much. And I hope Lamar becomes a stay in a month, like you said.
He's going to. He's going to. You open to the door, and I will be pushing it moving forward.
All
There's
right.
also going to be opportunities for a rematch. I'm hoping that this segment will continue, and we will have opportunities down the line because there's so much more to share that it's hard to just pick. It's so hard to pick one song or one music video. So we will have opportunities down the line. If you ever want to do this again, you're both invited back. Of course, Lamar, obviously, you're invited back. This was amazing. And you guys, Lamar's super, super talented rapper. Honestly, he's joking, but he's amazing. So you have to go listen to him, show him some love. He has a new project coming out. I believe it's February, right, Lamar? Is that kind
Yeah,
of
yep.
target? Okay.
February, right on Valentine's Day, we drop. It's called Highly Sensitive Person. I go by Lamar Woods, so you can find it on all digital platforms. But also, I have other music out too if you want to check it out. Yeah.
It's amazing. Music lovers, let's cross genres here. Stay and MOA are going to be your fan. Do you have a fandom name, Lamar?
For people who are fans of me,
Yes.
oh shit, I mean, I don't know, call maybe the Marmar Gang. I don't know, Marmar Gang, something,
Okay.
or like
Yeah.
like the Marvins or something, the Marvins. I don't know.
Marvins.
Let me think about it. Yeah, the
Okay,
Marvins. Yeah. Okay.
we'll think about it. I'll keep everybody updated, but I think you gained 2 new Marvins or Marmar gangs.
Okay.
So thank you
Cool.
all so much for being here. This was amazing. First Fandom Face-Off. T by T is the winner. Stay tuned for round 2. Thank you guys. That was ridiculously fun. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to Lamar Woods. Everyone, please give him a follow. His socials are in the description of the episode. He's so humble, but I've had a chance to listen to a lot of his music, and the dude is mad talented. I vouch for him as an artist. He's really, really talented. And I think this new project coming out on Valentine's Day is going to be a game changer. So get on the fandom bus early for Lamar and Martian, Marmar Nation. You've got to give him a follow. Also, I want to point out, because he is so humble, but like Lamar, he's a really successful comedy writer. So if you ever watched these shows, like he wrote on these shows. He wrote on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He wrote on Grand Crew, New Girl. Everyone loves New Girl. Lamar was on the writing team for that show. So that he's like he's such a talented person, and I'm so grateful to have him on the show. Give him a follow, show him some love. How cute were Alyssa and Kyoko? Amazing. I'm so grateful that they both trusted me enough to come on and do this. I think they both gave great arguments. And like I said earlier, there's no right or wrong. It's just a personal choice of what Lamar vibed with. You know, I ride hard for stays, but congratulations to MOAs. Like, great argument, Alyssa. You did a great job. Kyoko, I'm with you. I feel you. This is why I'm not the judge, y'all. This is why I'm not the judge. But both groups and both fandoms deserve a lot of love and respect. So thank you all so much for participating. That was fun. I want to do it again. I'm ready to do it all over again. Let me know your thoughts. Everyone give tons of love to Kyoko and Alyssa. They killed it. They did such a good job. And I'm so grateful that they came on the show. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Our first Fandom Face-Off is done. MOA are the winner. Congratulations, MOA. Maybe a rematch will be in store at a later date. But first, we've got so many fandoms and groups to get to. Can't wait for the next one. Let me know your thoughts. Time to move on because I need to talk about Taemin. I don't want to. I need to talk about Taemin. If you don't know who Taemin is, it's funny because sometimes, like in that discussion with Lamar, and I realize like how he has no clue what we're saying. We really speak our own language in K-pop world sometimes. Not Korean. It's just like the language of comebacks and debuts and biases. We have our own world. So I'm reminded some people might not know. It's why I always give you a breakdown of who the artist is, when they debuted, bring you up to speed before I give you a review. So Taemin debuted in 2008. Taemin has been in this game for 15 years. He debuted under SM Entertainment in the legendary group SHINee. He's also a member of Super M, and he's also been a solo artist for 10 years. He's 30 years old, and he's been a solo artist for 10 years. Taemin is a legend in the world of K-pop. So many young idols look up to him. He has a very specific quality that's different. Taemin has a different presence in his music and his performance, and a lot of people have gravitated towards that. I will say for me, his solo stuff is phenomenal. It stands out almost more than the group stuff, although they're apples and oranges. He's given us songs like Move, Criminal, Advice, first comeback since returning from military service. Taemin released an EP. It's called Guilty, the 4th mini album. He gave us 6 songs. The single is called Guilty. Oof. Y'all. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I am so here for this. Wow. And I don't know why I'm surprised, because I don't think Taemin's had a release that hasn't worked for me. I think his solo stuff is so strong. So strong. But this was just like he pushes boundaries in sound, also visually. We're gonna get to that music video, trust me. Oof. Yes, yes, we will. But sonically, he's given us this sultry, steamy, sexy. It's another Taemin classic. Guilty is a Taemin classic. It really has that feel and that vibe that only he can do. It's heavy, it's haunting. I love the strings in this. And he uses strings a lot. And he really, Taemin loves drama. He's here for the drama, and I'm so here for it. I love how he uses strings and heavy instrumentals. There's a 30-piece string ensemble in this piece. Guilty has a 30-piece string ensemble, and you can hear it and you can feel it. It's such a full sound. Gorgeous production. Obviously, it's SM, it's Taemin. It's going to be gorgeous, but I still have to hype it up. It's so beautiful. The music is so beautiful. The phrasing in the chorus, I love. It's really interesting phrasing, because you have this like smooth, kind of languid thing going on. And then it gets faster, almost a more staccato, almost the building intensity. Very smart, very well done. I love that. And it's like, it's getting more intense and more powerful, and that's deliberate. And it's great. It's great. That chaotic start, though, in the second verse, where did that come from? Oh my God, that mumbling, that like whispering, mumbling, it's so intense. It's intense. It's really like, oh my goodness. Whew. Then he does a belt in that. Then he goes into this belting that is gorgeous. When I say no one else could do this song, no one else could do this song. No one else could do this song and pull this off. And I think that's kind of become his thing. He really has complexity in his music and his visuals and his identity that draws you in. But for me, the most important thing is the music's good. The music is so good. This song is sexy. This is Taemin. My goodness. He's a true artist in every sense of the word. Taemin is an artist. And a lot of times in K-pop, things are so controlled. Sometimes things are very manufactured. To see someone that really has artistry, and it's not a one-off. He's been a solo artist for 10 years. This is who he is. It's really exciting. It's exciting. I get so like geeked out over this stuff. And I think interestingly, Taemin doesn't have the best voice in K-pop. I'm going to say that. I think he has a great voice. But when I think of like the best male solo voice in K-pop, I'm always going to go with Big. I think Baekhyun is phenomenal. His tone, the quality of his voice, plus obviously his range. There's so much that for me personally, I would say he's the best male vocalist. But Taemin, he knows how to use his instrument so well. He knows his vocal color and what he brings to the table and how to use that in a way that's just masterful. It's really, really impressive. He's so talented. There's so much control in his vocal performance in a song like this that's really dynamic and at times chaotic and then so restrained. He takes you on a journey vocally. He's an artist. He's an artist. And because of his artistry and because of his talent, he's able to transcend whatever small limitations there could be. Maybe he doesn't have the entire range that Baekhyun has. He's still getting it done. Taemin's still getting it done. And vocally, when you hear him live, he kills it. So what I think is interesting with Guilty is he said in a recent interview that when Advice came out a couple years ago, they were deciding between Advice and Guilty at that time. So they went with Advice. Then he went to the military. Now, Shiny had to come back. Now he's doing his solo thing again. So this song has been sitting on the shelf for like over 2 years. It's so good. And I think one of the things that really helps an artist like Taemin and why art, like true artistry, is special and why it gives you longevity, because it's not trendy. This song wasn't written to keep up with the trends, to keep up with pop music, to keep up with hip hop, to keep up with trendy K-pop stuff. This is a Taemin song. So he could release it 10 years ago, or he could release it 10 years from now, and I think it would still hit. That's special. That's unique. He's unique. Let's talk about this music video, y'all. Oof. Okay. Mm. Wow. Wow. The video is so intense. It is so intense. But he has a way of expressing this really heavy intensity, sexuality, sensuality in a way that he doesn't show you everything. There's a million music videos that are way sexier, but the way he does it, like blows them out of the water. There's something there that's just really captivating. I kind of looked at it. So it's him like visiting his old school, like the scene of the crime. And it looked to me like he was almost like a schoolboy who led a rebellion and now he revisits the scene of the crime. It felt a little bit like that. I'm not sure what the intentions were there explicitly. I don't know, but my viewpoint from watching it the first time was like, ooh, okay. Oh my God. We have to talk about the choreography. Shout out to Taemin's choreographer, because this choreography is so memorable. This, I think, will be the one that everyone is doing. We're going to see so many dance challenges. I love the one with Hoshi. Hoshi has never been happier. He loves Taemin so much. It is exquisite choreography. Like a lot of his, when you think about Move, it was very rhythmic, a lot of hip action, not like quick, sharp K-pop movements. Criminal, probably my favorite Taemin song choreography. I loved that choreography so much. This one, the main chorus choreography is Taemin putting his hand under his shirt and going like this. And because his hand is under his shirt, you're seeing abs in this like slow body roll. Oh, oh my God. You guys, this is so sexy. This is like, yikes. Wow. Ooh, ooh. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I am so here for this. I love this choreography so much. And selfishly, I'm very excited to see all of these idols do the ab reveal slow motion body roll choreography. It's very different than like the fast athletic choreography we're used to seeing from a lot of groups, especially boy bands. So yeah, let's get those dance challenges going. Thank you, Taemin. Always giving us what we want. But the choreography just slayed. The intensity in this music video, the intensity, it feels palpable. It feels, there's a lot of subtext here, and it's one of those ones where I'm going to let you fill it in for yourself. Because who knows if what I was feeling and what I was seeing was reality, but this was a very intense storyline, and it felt unnerving and exciting at the same time. Really effective. Really effective. Congratulations to Taemin. Kudos to the whole creative team, the director. This was like, yeah. Yeah. I'm here for it. I was losing my mind. This is when I'm happy I don't have a reaction video for that one, because that would humiliate me the rest of my life. I don't think I would have even been able to speak. I just kept going, woo, like it. Taemin, I see you. Let's talk about the rest of the album, though. Guilty is clearly a standout. I love the song. I love the music video. I think it's very effective. It's Taemin. This is Taemin. But he released 5 other songs, and there's some good stuff on this EP. My album picks: She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not, Night Away, and Blue. Okay, so She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not. There's a similar feel here with the instrumentation as to Guilty. And what I mean by that is there's a little bit of darkness. There's a little bit of underlying tension that makes you feel uneasy. And the lyrics and the whole vibe, it's definitely the push-pull of an on and off relationship. But where a lot of artists, that's not like a new concept, but where a lot of artists make that super emotional and like you're so sad and mad and all of the emotions you go through, Taemin managed to make it feel mysterious and dangerous and of course sexy. There's something in this one that's not your average push pull. There's danger here. This feels really dangerous. Like, ooh, yikes. Yeah. The stakes are high, whatever's happening in this song. And it just grabbed me. It grabbed me on first listen. Great song. Night Away. Night Away was interesting to me because you have the first 4 songs of the album, and then you get into Night Away, and it's kind of like this romantic, dreamy break from that heaviness, from the drama. It's a little bit of an exhale, which I think we needed at that point in the album. So that was really well placed. That soft guitar kind of sets like a warm, safe vibe. And to me, this felt like a car ride away from the city to like look at the fall leaves and exhale. I felt that in this song, and it's beautiful. I also really like when Taemin's in his lower register. Those lower notes in this song specifically are really nice. He gets a lot of credit for the high notes, for his falsetto, and he does a wonderful job there. But I like it most in that mid and low range. And I'm always happy that we get to hear more and more of that as he progresses as a solo artist. So there was a warmth in the song and a warmth in his voice that was really refreshing. The last one I want to talk about, my last standout track from the CP was Blue. Of all the songs on this album, and there's a lot of emotion. I think this album is very intense. This song maybe brought out the most emotion for me. It was interesting. The music filled me with a lot of bittersweet nostalgia. It feels like a bittersweet goodbye. It's beautiful and it's not necessarily sad, but I think bittersweet nostalgia is one of the most difficult emotions to process. And I felt that in this song. There's feeling of moving forward with confidence. And in that, it kind of brings up hope. But the bittersweet nostalgic feeling, it's sad. So I felt like a swirl of emotions listening to this song. Amazing. Amazing. To be an artist and to make someone feel something, job done. And this whole album took me on a journey, and it made me feel a lot of things, like I'm sure most of you. But really, this one hit me in the gut. It was very well done. So I'm a massive fan of this project. I don't think Taemin misses. I think he's so confident in who he is as an artist, and it shines through in every single release. I will say, Never Gonna Dance Again Act 1, the first part of that series that was released in 2020, that's still my favorite Taemin project because Criminal is phenomenal. And when you see that live, it's like, this guy's on a different level. But there are a couple songs on that album that I always felt like deserved more. Obviously, like Two Kids is great, but Strangers and Clockwork are so slept on. Those are Taemin songs that I always go back to and I think are just so stunning and beautiful. That's still my favorite Taemin release in recent years. But this project is my favorite thing since that album. It's really well done. I'm so happy he's back. And I recently watched an interview with Taemin with Suga from BTS all you ARMY know what I'm talking about. Suga does an interview series. I think it's called Drink with Suga. So you come on the show, you bring a drink, you guys drink and talk. It's really casual, very friendly vibe. And he had Taemin on. And it was really interesting because Taemin comes off very shy and like soft spoken, but he's so confident. That's what struck me watching that. I haven't seen a Taemin interview for quite a while. And I thought, oh yeah, Taemin is a superstar. What stood out to me the most was he talked about being really comfortable in who he is as an artist. And he's comfortable with kind of the fluidity and being more of a gender neutral artist. And he's comfortable in who he is. That's massive. That's really massive to be at that point. And I think, again, who else is doing it like him? Who else out there brings that quality the way that Taemin does? It's hard to express what it is. Of course, it's gender neutral is kind of an easy way to phrase it, but it's so much more than that when you watch him. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. And I think, again, he's just so authentic because he's himself. And in that same interview, he talked about when he went solo, he had to make the choice to like do what's popular or stay true to himself. And he said, he never really cared or knew what people liked. He was just going to stay true to himself. So, and he's done that since day one. It's interesting. I thought that he was talking to Suga about that because I think you could say the same thing about the releases that Suga's put out. He is who he is, and that's what he wants to put out, and it feels very authentic. So it was I would recommend watching that interview. I obviously took a lot of nuggets from it, but I think Taemin's such a positive role model in so many ways, and K-pop is better off, and we're better off to have him in the space. He's an artist that transcends the genre. And I've got to say, I've seen him live now twice. I saw Super M. I'm one of the lucky fans that got to see Super M. One of the best concert experiences of my life. Y'all know I like a lot of those SM boys. Bake is one of my alts. Yeah, I was geeked out. Taeyong, obviously. Taemin, Mark, Lucas, Kai. Super M was freaking special. I'm so sad we're never going to see it again. But I saw Taemin there. And he did very well, but I wasn't like, he was a really solid group member. He knows how to fit into a group. And then a couple months ago, I saw him at KCON. And I've got to be real, the whole weekend, I think Taemin was the highlight of KCON. He was phenomenal on stage. He was at a different level. His performance, his artistry, the choreography, he just was at a different level. It reminded me of like a Michael Jackson or a Prince. He's really a special person and a special artist. So shout out to Taemin. I'm obsessed with this release. That guilty choreography. Oof. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love it. It would be great. I'm just going to suggest this to SM, JYP. Why don't we do a Hyunjin challenge? Let's do Taemin and Hyunjin doing the guilty choreography. If that happens, I don't know if I'll be here next week because I will die, but I think it would be worth it. I think that would. Anyways, now I'll think about my dream dance challenges to guilty later because we've got to move on with the show. It's time for my rankings from Taemin's new EP, Guilty, the fourth mini album. These are my initial thoughts from my least favorite song to my favorite song. At number 6, it was Not Over You. Great chorus. It just wasn't as memorable for me on the first few listens. Number 5, The RIIZE. I love the beat. Don't get me wrong. I really do love the beat. I think it's a good song. The RIIZE thing, number 4 was Night Away. Number 3 is Blue. My number 2 song, She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not, which means my number 1 song on this new Taemin release, it was the single, it was the right choice, Guilty. I am so guilty for loving this album, for loving Taemin, for being obsessed with this release. If you're not a Taemin fan, if this maybe isn't your vibe, check it out. Check it out. This is a great project. Welcome back, Taemin. We're so happy to have you. Impressed as always. Another time that Taemin knocked it out of the park. Congratulations. Let's move on to my boys of RIIZE. RIIZE is a 7-member boy group that debuted this year, 2023, on SM Entertainment. It's an SM night all of a sudden. I've been a fan of them. I ride hard for these boys. I think a lot of it has to do with Shotaro and Sungchan from NCT. I obviously loved them. They kind of got a raw deal in NCT. They debuted, but never debuted. So they've been sitting on the sidelines for years, and now they're finally in a group, debuting, doing promotions. The new single, it's called Talk Saxy. Not sexy, a saxy, like a saxophone. It's interesting because the saxophone notes in this song, it reminds me a little bit of that whistle flute sound from NCT 127's Sticker. That was like the most polarizing 127 release ever. I've got to be real. When I first heard it, I was like, that's a kind of annoying. But then I was obsessed with the song. I love Sticker, and I don't mind Saxy. I don't mind that sound here. The first maybe 10 seconds, I was like, that's kind of annoying. And then I realized, you know what? When this is all together, this works. I like it. I really like the switch up in the pre-chorus when the guitar strum comes in. I feel like this is the type of song that just keeps getting better and better. And I was like, oh my God, halfway through. It's so good. It's like all of a sudden in that moment, in that pre-chorus, it gets more melodic. And I think that's when it really sold me. I was like, okay, got it. I've got to be real. Sohee, he stands out to me so much as the main vocalist in this group. He is really carving a path early on that he can sing. He can sing. Like, yes, he killed it on this song. The chorus is dynamic. I thought it was going to be like a little bit more of just kind of the rap chant, but then they brought back that guitar. They brought back melody in the second half of the chorus. It's really good. The bridge brings R&B runs for days. The bridge here, love, really, really well done. And I like the breakdown, the talk to me, talk to me. You've got some nice harmonies happening. Again, not a lot, but we've got some runs, and I'm a fan of these runs. I think it all works really well. And they start it's like somebody let off the cap and let them go. I love the bridge, love the runs. Keep doing that. For me, this song just got better and better. The second half of the song, amazing. This is a good song. It took a little second for it to grow on me. I love it. I love it. And it feels really like old school and fun. This feels like something that could have come out in K-pop, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. There's something a little retro here that's fun, and it feels lighthearted, and it's nice. It's nice. I like this vibe. There's a real groove to these guys and a groove to this song. Here for it. Okay, speaking of something that could have come out like 20 years ago, this would be more than 20 years ago, but we've got to talk about the music video. The music video, the set and the lights and the whole thing, it reminded me so much of like a 90s bad boy Diddy music video. And I love that. That's not a bad thing, but that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, we're definitely going back, and I'm so here for this. Great throwback vibe. They're so good looking. To me, this is the best looking boy group that's come around in a long time. Like all 7 of them. And in this music video, we get some great shots. And every single one comes on screen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, who's he? Who's he? Okay. Now, RIIZE is, they're insanely good looking. When Wanbin came up, like he starts things off, legit made me gasp. I gasped when he came on screen. It was too much. The camera loves him. And then you have him, and then you have Sungchan, Eunsook in like the first 30 seconds, and they're both insanely handsome. Everyone in this group is full of so much swag. There's so much confidence. I will say too, most of the hair in this music video is better than what we've seen since debut. They were sabotaging these boys, a few of them. You know what I'm talking about. A few of these guys had not great hairstyles in that debut. Like Sungchan, I felt bad for him, honestly. Because can you imagine being in a group and you go for like styling and you have a group member who looks like so great, and then they start cutting your hair and it looks like a 4-year-old did it? That's what it looked like. You know, when like you were a kid and you would cut your bangs and then your mom's like, "What are you doing?" There were some hairstyles on this debut that were reminiscent of that. They still got away with it because they're so good looking. But I'm really, really happy that SM righted the ship and gave everyone good hair for this music video. I liked the hair. Sohee has had a glow up, quickest glow up in the history of K-pop. The blonde hair on him works really well. He looked great in this music video. I will say, we need to free the forehead for Shotaro. Taro can pull off anything, and there were moments where we got to see his forehead, but the blonde bowl cut, why on earth? This seems to happen specifically to my biases, where the stylists are like, let's give him a blonde bowl cut. We don't need any more blonde bowl cuts. We didn't need it on Jungwoo. We didn't need it on Hyunjin, and we sure as hell don't need it on Shotaro. Stop with the blonde bowl cuts. Stop it. Stop it. I've had it. No more blonde bowl cuts. I'm boycotting blonde bowl cuts, and I'm hashtag freeing the forehead. Let's free the forehead, guys. If you listen to my last podcast, you know I have a whole theory around foreheads. I think what they do is they want to even it out. So for really handsome members, they like mat their hair down. Do you remember Tae from BTS, V from BTS? We didn't see his forehead till like butter came out. Before that, it was like matted like into his eyes. Stop it. I'm on to you. I'm on to you, K-pop companies. Hashtag free the forehead. No more blonde bowl cuts on anyone, but specifically Emily's biases. I think there should be like tenets in K-pop, and that's one of them. No blonde bowl cuts on Emily's biases. I love the blonde hair, obviously. Let's go blonde hair. I'm not mad at that. But like, let's let Shataro's forehead breathe. He's dancing. He's hot. He's sweaty. He doesn't need hair matted down to his forehead. Let's just let everyone's foreheads breathe. Anyways, but they all looked great. Even Taro looks great too. Like, this is no shade. He looks so good and he pulls it off. I'm just a little picky about it. I liked the styling. I thought the styling was on point. There's no like young schoolboy type stuff here. These are cool guys. They're in athletic jerseys. They're in casual clothes. I thought it all worked. Per usual, what we've seen from RIIZE is really athletic, intense, amazing choreography, talk sexy. That's not going to stop. They're killing this choreo. They're amazing. I love this group. I love their look. I love their vibe. I love their confidence. I think this group, like, sky's the limit. I'm so excited for the first like full album. We've had a single album. Now we have a single. Give us like a 6-song EP or a full album, because I think the potential is so high for this group. I'm excited when I see them. And they have nice chemistry. The live performances, the weekly show performances. There's some nice natural chemistry in this group. I think Shotaro, obviously, amazing leader. It really helps to have him and Sungchan in the group. They've been through this, and they have a natural brotherhood and chemistry that probably kind of connects everyone. From what I've seen, this group gets along really well, and they have a really nice vibe. So congratulations to them. I love this song. I want to talk biases. In case it's not obvious, Shotaro is my bias in this group. I love Shotaro. Like, I love him. I love him. I think he's such a bright light in this world. He is like the energy he brings. I can't say into the room because I've never been in a room with him yet, but the energy he brings to the screen and the energy he seems to give the people around him, it's so positive. He's such a bright light. He's so likable. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's my forever bias in this group. I adore Shotaro. It's hard to pick a record. They're so good looking. They're so talented. Different people grab my eye. I've got to be real. Unsuk, yeah, he's my wrecker right now. He's my wrecker. That's probably going to change a million times as I move forward reviewing RIIZE, but I really like him. I think he brings a lot to the table. They all do. This group is great. Can't wait to hear more. I've been listening to this song a lot, and it's addictive. Again, maybe it's like Sticker, where maybe people don't like it, and the more you listen to it, you like it. I don't know. But from what I've heard, fans are thrilled and think it's great. So give it a chance. Talk sexy. What a sexy night we're having. Taemin, RIIZE. There's a theme. Let's move on to some K-pop news, the world of K-pop memes very quickly. Apologies if I miss anything. Here's what's happened since the last time I was behind the microphone. G-Dragon. Okay, lots of news to update you on his drug scandal. First of all, G-Dragon found out that he was investigated and booked through the media. So there was no like formal investigation. How does that happen? Who leaked this huge story to the media? This is all so suspicious. I think my natural instincts when I heard the news and spoke about it last week, I think I might be right. The timing of this doesn't feel right. Nothing around this feels right. He denies all wrongdoing. He denies ever using, and he voluntarily offered to take a urine and hair drug test. So G-Dragon's saying, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm going to cooperate in every way I can. This is ridiculous. NCT is coming to the big screen. NCT Nation to the world will be worldwide in a theater near you on December 6th. Very excited. I will be there. I can't wait. ENHYPEN will be performing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They're going to be on the baby shark float. So cute. I love that K-pop artists perform at the Macy's Parade every year now. Like, I remember NCT 127 doing it. I think that was like 2019. I remember aespa doing it. It's fun. It's fun to see K-pop acts. So congratulations to them. I will be watching Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I love that. It's a tradition in my house. We watch it every year. It's so much fun to just drink coffee and hang out with my family, watch the parade while Thanksgiving is cooking. Of course, I'll be watching, and I'm sure all the engines out there will be watching. Treasure. I'm a big fan of Treasure. I can't wait to review them on the show. And there was a member in Treasure that I really vibed with, and he left. Yedem. He is debuting. We've got a solo debut coming from him in like a couple weeks. This just dropped. Really looking forward to that. He was a writer and producer in the group. He is really musically talented. So it'll be cool to see as a solo artist what he brings to the table. Next week is a massive week. Massive week because Jungkook's solo album is coming. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I have not been a huge fan of 7 or 3D. You can watch my review of 3D to hear why and my thoughts around Jungkook kind of becoming an American pop star. But the teaser for the album came out today where you hear like 30 seconds of each song. These songs sound good. These songs sound good. Like whoa, there's a ballad called Hate You that's so pretty. And you could actually hear his voice. It wasn't generic auto-tune so much that you couldn't tell it was Jungkook. Like it sounded like the Jungkook I love, and I'm sure so many of you know and love. The single sounds like it's going to be good. The little music video trailer looks phenomenal. So yeah, I'm more excited than I thought I'd be because I was a little bit disappointed with 3D. Yeah, let's see. That's why you always keep an open mind in this. This could be an amazing album. I will be here next week, full review. But Jungkook will be doing the Today Show on November 8th, the Outside Plaza thing. And then he's also doing Fallon. So he's going to be doing tons of press while he's in New York. I'm sure a lot of press around this. This is a massive release. Speaking of Jungkook, part of HYBE, big hit. HYBE and MBC, not MBC, they've made up. So what happened was HYBE artists haven't appeared on MBC in 4 years in Korea because MBC was mad that BTS didn't perform in 2019 at their year-end music festival. They were in the States doing a show here. And NBC said, well, then you're banned for the rest of your life. And every artist under your label will never be allowed on our network again. Yeah, it was pretty ugly. But they made up. They had this big like public makeup apology, and now HYBE artists will be on NBC moving forward in Korea. So that was big news this week. Rocky from Astro has started his own entertainment agency, and he's going to be debuting as a solo artist soon. I was such a fan of Rocky. I thought the way he left Astro, I felt bad for him. I don't think the agency treated him very well. Really excited for him. Really excited for this next step. I hope it's a massive hit and so successful. Congratulations to him. Very, very Hoyoung from Very, Very is taking a break due to health issues. So sending him some love. And that's all I've got. That's all I've got for this week. Next week's huge. Besides Jungkook, we have Wavy, an entire album from Wavy. They're finally back. And another young hot group, Zero Base One. Can't wait to hear what their comeback's like. I can't wait to review it. So next week's going to be massive and huge, and I will be here. And P1 Harmony, one of my favorite groups, has a new single coming out. So maybe I'll add that to the docket for reviews. It's going to be a huge week. Make sure you tune back in. I'm really excited. Anyone in my personal life, you are not going to see me for the next couple weeks, honestly, because I have so many reviews. There's so many of these amazing, huge comebacks. November is insane for K-pop. The following week, we've got aespa, we've got BI, and we have Stray Kids. We have Stray Kids. We have the comeback that I've been waiting for since I started the show. So then we've got like Hypen, Red Velvet. November doesn't stop. Either do I. I will be here. I promise you. I'm so excited to be back and to be doing these reviews and building this community around K-pop, my favorite thing in the world. I want to say again, a massive thank you to Alyssa and Kyoko for agreeing to appear on the show and for killing it as fandom representatives. You made Stay and you made MOAs proud. Thank you so, so much. You made Stays and MOAs proud. That was a lot of fun. And I think down the line, we'll do a rematch. We'll do a rematch. That was amazing. We have to talk about it more. I also want to extend another heartfelt thank you to my friend Lamar Woods. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for loving music as much as we all do and being so open-minded to K-pop. K-pop music's good. I'm going to convert every single one of you out there, one person at a time. One person at a time. I'm converting all of you. But thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. Show Lamar tons of love and support. The album comes out on February 14th. Give him a follow. Follow him on Insta. If you're in LA, Lamar's performing all the time. Lamar does a lot of comedy shows. Show him some love. Show him some love. Speaking of love, I love you, friends. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my world. Thank you for being a part of the K-pop community. As we showed tonight, there's just so many amazing people from all over the world, all different backgrounds, all different walks of life. And what brings us together is K-pop, is this music we love so much. And it's why I will never stop pushing for it. I think the power of music and connection through art, specifically connection through music, I've witnessed what it can do. I've witnessed what it can do. So I'm never going to stop talking about it and trying to bring people together through this thing we love. The world needs a lot more love right now. The world needs a lot more positivity right now. We are going through it as a collective human race. Let's show each other some love and empathy. K-pop fans could do this. If MOA and Stay could be friends, we're building towards something better. And I'm so happy I get to be a small part of that. Thank you for welcoming me into your lives for another week. I will be back next week. It's a huge one, you guys. Get ready. This is going to be a big one. I'm excited. Meanwhile, go listen to RIIZE. Go listen to Taemin. Y'all, watch that Taemin music video. You'll never think of that again. Watch the Taemin music video. It's so great. So much great stuff this week. I'm really excited. We did Fandom Face-Off. Let me know what you think. I hope it went well. That felt good to me. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. Thank you again to everyone who applied to be on Fandom Face-Off. There'll be many more opportunities to do so. Let me know, who are you a fan of and who do you want to represent? Who do you want to go up against? Let's keep doing this. I think it's really fun and interesting. I'll be here next week. I hope you are too. Stay safe and happy, friends. Bye.